MoragKim here. This is a response to Urgo6667's video about favourite movies that are slightly off the radar. So I've got 4 that I'm going to talk about. 3 I've got a hard copy of and 1 I don't, so I can't show you it. So first of all, I'll tell you about the one that I can't show you a picture of, which is a made-for-TV movie called Daddy's Girl, starring Gabrielle Bonney as a 9 or 10-year-old psychopath who basically slaughters everyone who gets in the way of her being with her adopted father. Recently I watched it with my mother, and my mother said to me, "I've seen this before," and I said, "No, you've not." She said, "I've seen something like it," and I said, "Yeah." Orphan basically ripped a lot of the sequence off, but with a different twist and outcome. Anyway, I'm not bashing on Orphan. I love Orphan, but Orphan isn't off the radar. So check it out, Daddy's Girl, 1996, an American made-for-TV movie. The next one I'm going to talk about had a cinematic release in the UK. It is a British film. I don't believe it was released in the cinema in any other country. I'm not sure it's completely off the radar, but it's one of my favourite films of all time, and it's not widely received or recognised, and it is The Children, which is a British horror. Again, 4 small children start killing their parents. It says on the back, New Year's Eve and 2 families gather together to celebrate the holiday. What begins as a relaxing vacation for Elaine and Jonah suddenly turns into a vicious fight for their lives when the children mysteriously begin to take ill and lash out. This terrifying new horror pits family against itself as the kids turn on their parents with horrifying consequences. So this is rated 18, which I'm not sure the first film what its rating is, and I have no clue, and I also don't know what it is in America. I believe The Children is an R. I would think it is. The next one is a Harry Novak presentation, which is The Child. Harry Novak films are starting to get a lot more recognition than they did when they first came out. So this is, it doesn't actually say the year. It was the 70s, I think. That's terrible. I don't know off the top of my head the year, and it doesn't say the year here. Okay, it says on the back, some girls play with dolls, Rosalie plays with zombies. Because 11-year-old Rosalie has always been strange, her ornery father, I don't know, it must be a job or something, ornery father hires the lovely Alicia to be Rosalie's governess in their big gloomy house. Of course, what no one understands is that darling little Rosalie possesses strange psychotic powers which she uses to make objects move and a scarecrow come to life. Worse, she spends the nights in a nearby cemetery playing with her friends. Rosalie also blames Daddy and the neighbours for the death of her mentally ill mommy, so she sends her cemetery pals out to kill, starting with the little old lady next door, whose face they rip off. As Rosalie and her zombies escalate their attacks, Alicia and Len, Rosalie's older brother, flee for their lives and hole up in a claustrophobic shack as the graveyard ghouls stage a full-scale assault. Released by exploitation king Harry Novak and sprinkled with juicy gore, The Child is an atmospheric cross between Night of the Living Dead and Carrie by way of the bad seed, and an unnerving creature feature reminds us just what little monsters kids can be. So that's the cover. There are various covers. It's 18. It'll be rated R, I would think. And the last one I want to talk about, I only have on VHS. This film is so unheard of that there doesn't even appear to be a trailer for it anywhere on YouTube. I have never heard of another person ever watching it. I don't know of anyone who has seen it, reviewed it, or anything. I don't know much about it, so please, if you watch this and you know this film, let me know, because I think it's great. It's called To Become One, spelled T-O, not T-O-O or the number 2. It's an 18 and it comes from, I believe, Australia or possibly New Zealand, which makes me sound bad, but I can't pinpoint the accent. I think it's Australian. Anyway, it says on the back, to become one, reunited, one stitch at a time. Melinda is living a nightmare. Her mother was brutally butchered a year ago by a masked assailant. Now, the remainder of her family and friends are being stalked across the countryside by the same man. Everyone is suspect until they die. Who is the masked killer? Melinda is baffled until a dark family secret is revealed. She was actually one of a pair of twins, Siamese twins. Melinda's insane brother is back, and his plan is to join his sister. His ultimate revenge will be realised when he is rejoined with Melinda forever. Family reunions are killer. Basically, this weird doctor wants to put people back to an original state, including, for example, instead of separating Siamese twins, stitching them back together. If you've sat through the delight that is the human centipede, I nearly called it caterpillar, you'll know that that doctor was a Siamese twin doctor, so you can potentially get an idea of what's going on here. It's not as disgusting as that film. They're only stitched together side by side. There's no revoltingness. But yeah, these are all unusual films, and they're all for adults. They're certainly not for young people. I wouldn't recommend them. I wouldn't even necessarily recommend them to sensitive adults. If you're someone who doesn't like horror movies, probably these three are not for you. Daddy's Girl is pretty tame and pretty accessible, but these three, especially The Child and To Become One, are probably not at all suitable for anyone under 18, and definitely anyone sensitive. The Children was released as a 15 in the UK cinemas, so if you're 16 or 17 and you can handle the themes, children do die in this film, as long as you can handle that, fair enough. It is sold as an 18 on DVD though, but it was the extras. Overall category raised to an 18 due to additional material being classified at a higher cert than the main feature, which is a 15. So the film is still technically a 15. Anyway, thank you. Hope you enjoy the movies. Bye.